All right, all right, all right. So we're gonna have a strategic conversation about immigration. So this is not just about this is not about disrespecting folks. This is explaining to immigrants, Africans, Caribbeans how taxes and economics works. So this is not 100% blaming immigrants, but immigrants do take up 25% of taxes being raised. All right. So taxes get raised not normally because not normally because of inflation or nothing. Taxes gets raised because there's money going out the system. All right. So it's just like America is your house. You, your wife, your children. Right. And you, your wife, your children, the money you and your wife are making is going within the house structure and going to the bank, aka the treasury. And anything your kids make at fast food or while they work in fast food, while they work in a paper route, while they work in selling Girl Scout cookies, that also goes to within the circle of money. All right. And then when your kids need some or food, money is going out. But imagine if you had a person come to stay with that family, and then that person, hear me out, is working, but every dollar they get, they're sending it out back to Kazakhstan. Okay? Asian guy living with you, he's sending everything back to Kazakhstan, but he's eating off mom and dad. He's not contributing back to mom and dad at all. At all. Now, every now and then, he gives mom and dad some rent money. Let's call it rent money. Okay? He believes he's paying because he's paying rent money. But he's not paying as a boarder. He's only paying for the shelter over his head. He's not paying for the blankets. He's not paying for the washing machine. He's not paying for the plumbing to use the bathroom. In his mind, he said, but I'm paying rent. But we all know that if you were to go pay something for rent, that's not the extent of your bills. You all know that. And America's the same way. If you pay sales tax, that's not the same as property tax. And if you're illegal, you're not paying no IRS tax either. Okay, you got people that got houses and all this, and they're not paying those taxes because they're getting these properties through a third party. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times people are coming here and they're maximizing the system. And it's not just Africans, it's not just Caribbeans, it's Syrians, it's Arabs. A lot of Arabs weaponize the system. Muslim community, they do a lot of haram, a lot of anti-God stuff when it comes to what they're supposed to be doing. The Catholics do a lot of wrong. Lithuanians, Polish, a lot of people, you know, they do wrong things. So what happens is next year or the next 2 years, but definitely the next 4 years, the budget sees that the money's not circulating and the budget needs to fill in the gaps. Who do they go to? Do they go to the illegals? No, all they're paying is sales tax. They're not even registered. Do they go to the registered immigrants? No, because a lot of them are living in leased apartments or leased condos. They're not property owners. They go to the people who own property. They go to the American-born people. They go to the businesses, and they hype up their taxes. Go look at Minnesota as my evidence. I love to give you guys evidence. Minnesota in 2026 had to raise 10% on their taxes because of all the missing money that the Somalians got going on. 4 years before, they had a surplus of money. They had extra money. How did they go down to a negative just in 4 years to where now the taxpayer got to get an increase in their taxes? Make it make sense. Hey, how you doing? This is your buddy, Mr. Research. I want you to share this on your Facebook, share this on your Twitter, share this on your Instagram. I am looking for 20 well-spoken, get to the point in under 90 seconds, FBA speakers, male speakers, FBA. Yes, we're going to be wearing a blazer. We're going to go on TV programs. We're going to go on debate shows. We're going to be speaking with journalists twice a month, or really every week. You'll be getting in a think tank with Mr. Research, and we'll be competing with other men on speaking topics, getting to the point, speaking topics, getting to the point. Nothing long-winded, because when we go on these shows, you got a very small window of time to get to your point. And when somebody tries to derail you, or somebody tries to ask you a question for clarity, or you got to be quick-minded. You have to be a very quick-minded person. This is media. Media is always be thinking on your feet. You cannot be like, oh, I forgot what I was going to say, or you got to work on that. Go to Toastmasters. Everybody go to Toastmasters. Toastmasters meets every Monday and Wednesday. All men should go to Toastmasters at least once every 3 months, just to practice how to get to your point. Get to your point. Sometimes we are too much in our echo chambers. We're not able to be multifaceted speakers. So I am looking for, once again, 20. Got to be like me, got to be like Man of Tomorrow, you got to be like Future gentlemen, Future Society of Gentlemen. You got to be able to get to these points. Looking for 20 men. I'm getting a lot of offers to go in front of TV, to go to Jubilee, to go, and I want to take brothers with me. So I want the cream of the crop brothers to go, so we can start tackling these points and really bless the children of 2040, 2050 with great information, so that it's not only the angry black man, the man, let me speak. They can't be the only ones that we hear from. We have to be able to hear from the intellectual giants. So I'm looking for 20. We can go. Sometimes we'll have to fly out. So the reason for the 20 is sometimes we'll have to fly out. Maybe you can't go. Maybe brother number 6 can go. Maybe I can't go. And then I'll set you up to where you can go. But we really got to have these we got to have the FBA crew, our own defined crew, not the people who just respond. We got to be well versed. So looking for these type of brothers. The women will do their own thing. But I'm looking for the FBA men to see if we can make the talking points will have nothing to do with women. So I don't want those type of brothers either. You can't bring up women at all. This just has to do with politics, policy, and in the think tank we'll train and do all that type of stuff. But seeking 20 men for this FBA revolution into media. Contact me, researchyouropinions@gmail.com, researchyouropinions@gmail.com. And just to give you food for thought, why is it that Patrice Lumumba was betrayed? Why is that? And who held people accountable for doing that? Another conversation piece is we can get FBA people elected. It's pretty much very easy. All you need is $300,000. It's pretty much easy. You can get people elected locally. But again, you got to strategically pick out things and strategically go after certain things that are unprotected. Keyword unprotected. There's a lot we can do, but we got to get away from just speaking against immigrants. That can't be the only conversation. And we can actually get some celebrations and things going on for us. Again, contact researchyouropinions@gmail.com. We got to do this because if Tariq were to fall tomorrow, we can't have an empty void. And we can't have the people who are just angry when they respond. This is Mr. Research. Let's get it. All right, thank you for allowing me to give you that quick commercial. We are getting people in our email, and this weekend we're going to try to get people together to see who's serious, who's not. Matter of fact, need to reach out to a couple of people via email and make sure they're okay for this Sunday. So here's the thing. You got to understand how it works from an economy point of view. You got somebody living in the country, but they're not circulating the money. They're sending money out. From 1993 all the way up until just recently with Trump, there was no tax on sending taxpayer money out to other countries. You know how people say, I'm sending money home, I'm sending money home, that's my money? Very true. But systems do not normally work where people are only in the country to use it as an ATM to send money home. That's how it doesn't normally work that way. That is a brand new Iraq war type of thing. People were not traditionally doing that because there were so many strings that would not allow you to do it before 2000. So 2000, these strings kind of eased up, which is why people were allowed to do it in mass. It used to be where you had to wire that stuff through a bank. You couldn't send it through a check cashing place. You couldn't send it through a Western Union. Okay, if you did do the Western Union, they hit you with penalties because it's not a normal thing for you to send money like that, but they have eased it ever since. That's the problem with people siphoning off money. I don't call it tether, I call it siphoning, because that's really what it is. You're siphoning off the money here so that the people can pay higher taxes so that your people can do whatever they do. If you sent $7 billion to Haiti and Haiti is still not developed, then what's the point of giving people those jobs? What's the point? Because they're just sending money out, which causes the taxes to go higher. And as I explained in the first part of this, some people are only paying 1/3 of the tax structure. They're not paying all 4 of the tax structures. They're just paying one, well, not even 1/3, 1/4. 1/4 of the tax structure. They're not paying all 4. So that is a problem as far as the math is concerned. And it's also like the unity argument. If you are using your dark skin to get one of these DEI hires, or you feel like, well, I'm qualified. Yeah, you're qualified, but you don't understand. Many of us fought to get qualified dark-skinned human beings pulled in because we've always been qualified. Well, Americans don't want to do the job. That's a lie. Many of them didn't want us to do the job. So if you're one of these people who have, you're a newscaster, whatever you are, if you're not pulling people in, how is this unity? If you're just trying to, I got to get mine, you got to get yours, then what's the purpose of the unity conversation? That don't make any sense. And it's the same smoke I give to the hood. You know, the hood wants to be hood. They want to be Ku Klux very badly. They want to be the #1 red rum. They want to be the #1 break-in. They want to be the #1 smash and grab. How is this unity? So when we're trying to give you 30 or 50 to life, don't get mad at the game. You're not trying to be productive. You do dirt so you can do better. You don't do dirt to keep doing dirt. So in the end, I want you to share this video on your Twitter, share this video on your Instagram. Share. It's not costing you any money to share. Make sure you just take the link, copy it, and go paste it on somebody's page, whatever, because you want to hear what other people have to say about this type of information. Much love, this is Mr. Researcher. We'll be talking to you soon.